So definition paragraph, it defines a term or concept. So there may be a word, a custom, a type of person. There may be something or someone you don't know about it or about him. So what do? You just want to define it to understand it. So, or to make it easier to understand for the reader. And in this case, you explain it beautifully, and your reader, understand it. How is the topic sentence in definition paragraph? How is the topic sentence in definition paragraph? The topic sentence in definition paragraph has a formula. So you have to explain term in your topic sentence. There must be a term, I will tell you. After term, there should be category. After category, there should be feature. Sorry. Yeah, feature or characteristic. For example, carriage. For example, carriage. Carriage is a quality of being a brave, being brave, it is meaningful, more meaningful in certain situations. In certain situations. If I divide each piece, then what is my term? My term is carriage. So it is also a concept or a term, carriage. So category, which category is? It is a quality. It is what? Quality. Carriage is a quality. In category size, it is a quality. What is the feature or characteristics of being characteristics of carriage? Being brave in certain situations. It is the important part or point, characteristic or feature of carriage. So a topic sentence should be in this format if you want it to be very, very, meaningful to the readers. So, readers can identify each of them, if it is stated very clearly. If you don't state it clearly, then what do? It is not going to be so understandable. For example, the next example, downtime. Let me give you another example, then you will understand better. Downtime. Downtime is, what do you think, according to your idea, what downtime can be? Downtime.
A moment of silence, should I say?
Excellent. The inactive time. Downtime is the inactive time between periods of work. So between periods of work. Let's divide it into pieces. What is your term? Downtime. In which category it is? It is the category of time. So what is the important feature? What is special about downtime? How do you understand downtime is a time? What is the feature? So it is a period of what? Work. It is a period of work. Or it is the inactive time of work. So it is the topic sentence in what? In definition paragraph. So there are two common ways to give there are two common ways to give or write a topic sentence. First, the first way. What is the first way? The first way is the definition of, if you want to define a term, the definition of dictionary. Definition of dictionary. And the second, your definition. For example, the definition of dictionary can be also a topic sentence. For example, you search downtime in dictionary. Dictionary will define what downtime is. It can be a topic sentence. As well as you can, write definition from your own idea, your definition. Remember that your definition, so remember that your definition can be or might be so different from experts. So your definition can be totally different, but it is at least idea. You have to share it. You're not an expert of writing. So there definitely experts are writing better definitions and use different language and words, but you're not expert. You have to write your definition, however it is. So number two. How can be the topic sentence and definition paragraph? Sorry, the supporting sentences. Supporting sentences. In supporting sentences, we have one structure. What is that structure? You know that supporting sentences have 3 parts. The first part of a supporting sentences is main points. Next, supporting sentences. We call it supporting details. Supporting details. Finally, after supporting details, you can add examples. So, what is the main point? Or what do you write in the main point? The main point, you may define situation. Situation. Or in main point, you may talk about aspect. You know, aspect, features. Or you may define it or write it or see it from another angle or other angles. As well as it is possible to discuss about it according to each field. So in main point. So after main point, you have to add details. What? Details. Supporting details. Supporting details, mostly it is explanations. It is explanations. So it can be explanation. And you know how to write examples. Examples have some words if you want to write it. For instance, for example, so these are the words, and it is not necessary to, repeat them, you know them. For example, and so on. So, how should be the concluding sentence? Mostly it is not, let me write it here. Concluding sentence. How should be concluding sentence in this kind of paragraphs? Or especially in this kind of paragraph, definition paragraph. So it is better to say the restatement of the topic sentence with different words. So, as well as you can add final message. What is your final message? You can write it. Or you can add a quotation. Quotation. So, in this way, you can write a beautiful definition paragraph. So it is just the structure of definition paragraph. I hope you understood. Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Ms. Mir Hussain. Mir Hussain, did you understand?
A little bit, sir. Not completely.
Why a little bit? Mir Hussain?
Yes, I understand I understand what is paragraph. This what's the name? Definition paragraph, and it is explained as something which is mentioned in its definition in the paragraph. We have to find out about the term, category, and features.
Definitely. So what it's
And it has 3 parts like supporting. So what is the difference between this and the structure paragraph or like the other paragraphs? What is special about this paragraph?
For example, difference between this and what? Specified for me.
For example, narrative paragraph.
Narrative paragraph. Narrative paragraph, you talk about stories.
Story, yeah. What this paragraph talk about?
It is talking about the story, activities or actions happen in the past.
No, it's the narrative paragraph talk about that.
Yeah, narrative paragraph.
What definition paragraph talk about?
Definition paragraph is, defining a word or a term or something which is unclear for the reader or for a person.
Oh, is it like, for example, is it like the clue or ending?
It is a paragraph. Listen, listen. Let me tell you when do we use it. I think that's why you didn't understand.
Yes, definitely.
For example, in English, we have a word. For example, as I give you the examples of downtime. For example, there's a word like let me say circumlocucious or circumlocution. Circumlocucious. What is or who is circumlocucious? Circumlocucious is a person who answers your question by another question, circumlocucious. So I define what circumlocucious is. I'm not telling a story. I'm not describing a person. I'm not, showing a process. Just I'm defining or explaining a word, a term. Yeah, this one. Got it?
Listen. Okay. You go first, Miss.
Sorry, I was just saying that as I understand definition paragraph is in Persian, I must say that مثل در کتابا مثلا تعریف نوشته می باشه یک موضوع باز همون تعریف در اول مثلا یک موضوع تعریفش است اما یک چیز است به نظر definition paragraph.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking about definition paragraph. It means, for example, if you're writing an essay or something for the research, we have some term for that, like political discourse, critical discourse analysis, CDA. These are the terms. So before conducting the whole paragraph or presenting the whole thesis, you have to define these keywords. Is it like that?
You're right. You're definitely right.
Yeah. Yes, I got it now, sir.
Got it. So, you should make it more specific for the reader. So, let me tell you a reason. Another reason to make you very, for example, there's a word in a different language. For example, do you know anything? Azizi, tell me a word in German. Aziz?
Aziz is absent.
Aziz is absent? Oh. For example, there is a word in German. In your book, it is also mentioned. Let me show you. There's a word in German. Aziz is present.